Hello, welcome back to my YouTube. I'm looking extremely rough right now, but we're about to get ready for the gym and ready for the day, so let me get it together really quick. It's a little bit later than usual. I'd be getting ready for the gym, but this morning I went on a longer walk than usual. I walked for like upwards of an hour, and then afterwards when I started to try to film this YouTube video, my SD card was acting a little weird, so I had to go pick up a new one. Thankfully it was like a 5-minute drive to Office Depot, but still, it's now 10:15 and I'm just now getting ready for the day, which is like really late for me. But anyways, let's get going. My hair is looking crazy, but I'm gonna put it up in some way after I do my makeup. I posted a little question box on my Instagram, so I'm gonna be doing a little Q&A while I get ready. Okay, first question, let's see. You study and work at the same time, and what work do you do if you can tell us? So yeah, I go to school and I work. I don't work full-time just yet. I used to, but I just got a new job with 2 new companies in the last few months, so they've just allowed me more flexibility, and like they've just understood that I'm literally going to school. So yeah, but I do study. I go to school at the University of Houston. I've finished my degree in 3.5 years. I started school in January 2021 and I'm graduating now in May 2024. And for work, I work for 2 companies that are kind of in like the gym slash fitness industry. And these 2 companies are sister companies, so I work with the same people pretty much at each company, so that's why I'm able to work for both, if that makes sense. My job title for each is a little bit different. So for one of the companies, I'm social media manager, and then for the other one, I'm marketing coordinator. And I would say that for the one I'm marketing coordinator for, I have a little bit more responsibilities in terms of like more like affiliate stuff. I'll help out with like photo shoot coordination, and I guess I have more like free range on things in terms of content and stuff like that. Whereas the other company where I'm social media manager, there's a bigger team there, so more stuff is like streamlined, and my roles there are very like to the point, and they're very limited but specific. How are hate comments on your bench affecting your training? It's not affecting my training. I really don't care about those comments. Like, majority of the comments are either men or just people who don't know anything about lifting, or I click on their profile and it's like someone with 0 posts, 0 followers, and they're following like 1,000 people. It's so weird. So I think it's kind of funny, to be quite honest. I will say the part that's kind of like icky to me is when people make comments about my body. I don't know, I've kind of dealt with a lot in terms of my body in the past year. Like, I got off a contraceptive, and that led my body to like just change in ways that I've never experienced before. So having people, like random people, comment stuff about my body is just like, it just makes me cringe. Honestly, it doesn't really affect my confidence too much. I won't allow it to, but it's just, it amazes me that people have the audacity to comment on another woman's body. I would never, and I know that the people around me and the people I hang out with, they would never. So it just kind of amazes me that people are still doing things like that nowadays, hiding behind a screen. So yeah, the hate comments really don't affect me. Like, I even get DMs about, like, I get crazy DMs with people sending me paragraphs about how I should change my bench, and it's insane. How do you balance work, school, and gym? If you don't know, I have been working within my career in marketing since I was a sophomore in college. I've always been very like proactive about being experienced within my career path, and that has to be because of my older sister. She's really been the one to tell me like, you need to start doing this now. I've kind of been used to working within my career path while going to school and training and everything for a long time now. Even when I was in high school, I was a cheerleader, I was powerlifting, I was working part-time at like Lifetime Fitness, and I was also a student, like I was in high school. So I've always been really busy, and I've always been very organized with all of my responsibilities. Like, everything that I do is written down in some way, shape, or form. I live by my Google Calendar and also my Notion. So being organized definitely helps with those things, but always like knowing what to do in advance as well. Like things have to be planned out. I'm a very visual person, so I have to see it on an agenda, know when I'm gonna do it, and then I'll do it. Being organized definitely helps balance all the three. I could always go more into depth about like how I stay organized, but I've really utilized Notion in the past year and also Google Calendar in the past year. I'm not really like a physical planner type of person. Everything for me is online in some sort of way, just because it's always with me, like my phone, my laptop, my iPad. Like I can access it from anywhere, and that's what I need. I think in the past 2 years, especially in my last job within marketing, from like August 2022 to August 2023, I learned a lot in that position, but I think that my time there, I definitely sacrificed college student life. So I think with balancing all these things, you do have to sacrifice a few things. I don't really think I experienced like the college life. I didn't really party a whole lot. I would usually go out to like dinners or go out to clubs. I wasn't really at frat parties, or I didn't go to like all the tailgates. Like I went to some basketball games, but it wouldn't be like a religious thing that I did every single week or something like that. So I will say that balancing those three things, training, work, and school, did come with some sacrifice of like your normal college student life or social life in a way, but it all worked out because I mean I'm around people that I love now. I think that my experience in the past few years, although it wasn't the normal college student experience, was an experience for me, and I can really appreciate like my path, although it's not the stereotypical path of a college student. I think I've been able to balance everything so well this semester because I'm in my senior year. I have really easy classes. I'm literally only taking 3 real classes, and then my 4th class is just an internship essay, so I'm getting my work for credit pretty much. Like my job outside of school, I'm getting it for credit, so that enrolls me in 12 hours, although I'm only taking 3 real classes, if that makes sense. And also because my senior year, I don't really have a lot of like insane assignments. I more so have like group projects and stuff. So that, and then also just I feel more secure in like my work right now, like those 2 companies. So that allows me to give more effort towards like my training. Favorite books I've read? Oh my god, Gisella's asking so many questions. Thank you. Oh my god, I need to go look at my Goodreads. I started reading at the beginning of last year. My friend Adri got me into it. I can appreciate that so much because now, last year I think I read 12 books, and that was like a really big thing for me. I read like a book a month, which was like awesome because I've never been a reader. And so far this year, I think I read 6 books, which is like so insane because I'm not a reader. And now I'm like, oh my god, like this is so exciting. Right now I'm reading Freedom McFadden books, and the Housemaids like series is really good. My camera's sitting on the whole thing of books right now. This was probably one of my favorite books, The Housemaid. And then the sequel, or like the second one after that, is The Housemaid's Secret. I don't know if you can see The Housemaid's Secret. I think the Housemaid series from Freedom McFadden is really good. I really enjoyed The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. It's kind of like a romance. It's not really like, I enjoy like thrillers and stuff, but this one's more of like a love story, like romance one. But it was really good. I enjoyed it. And then another book, of course, Verity by Colleen Hoover. I love that book. It's the book that got me into reading. And then I read, I don't think I have it on my Goodreads. I have it here. Let me find it really quick. This book made me cry. I was looking at it on TikTok. It made other girls cry too. Like I wasn't just the only emotional one. So I'd say those books are my favorite. Who's my work bestie? I only work with a handful of people, but Jen, she's my manager for both companies I work for, and we work together so well. I've already learned a lot from her. She's the one that asked me this question, by the way, because it's a trick question because it's her. Kendrick or J. Cole? Kendrick. Yeah, I say Kendrick. Someone said advice on self-love. Advice on self-love. I have grown a lot in my self-love journey in the past 10 months. I got out of a relationship in May of last year, and that definitely like forced me to learn more about myself. The past 10 months has been the longest I've been single in a long time. Like when I first moved to Houston in January 2021, I got into a relationship and I was with this person for about a year. And then right after that, I got into another relationship and I was with that person for like 10 months. So when I look back on it, I've never really been in a new city, like living, but I live with a roommate, but like living on my own while being single until 10 months ago. Yeah, so I'd say my advice for self-love, everyone has their love languages, right? Mine tend to be like physical touch, affirmation, whatever, but then also I show a lot of my affection and love for people through like gestures and through like gifts. I love gift giving. I really enjoy hosting for my friends too, so that's just a way I show my love. I'd say that whatever your love language is, however you show love to other people is how you should show love to yourself as well. And then on top of that, like just speak kindly to yourself. I feel like when you look in the mirror, it's easy to like find negative things about yourself, but instead you just should speak so positive about yourself, because when you look at someone else, at first glance you're like, oh my god, I love her shirt, or like I love her top, or I love like her makeup or something like that. And that's how you should also talk to yourself. And then also just like getting to know yourself. I realized I didn't know myself as well as I thought I did. And whether that be like trying out new things, like realizing that, oh, I actually really enjoy like going on long walks, I really enjoy like being outside, I really enjoy reading, like things like that I would have never really found out if I wasn't just by myself. I also spend a lot of time just like thinking about what I want to do. Whenever I'm making decisions about something or deciding what I want to do in a day, I think about what I want to do. I don't think about what anyone else wants to do, because I'm all that matters. Like I truly think of myself as the main character, and that's how it should be. I want to go do this, so I'm going to go do it. So just like giving yourself that grace, giving yourself that like attention that you deserve, and also just treating yourself with love in the same way that you would treat someone else with love is probably what I would do for like your first steps of finding more about like self-love and just like loving yourself a little bit better. Hopefully that makes sense. Tips on staying consistent with content. By no means am I like a content creator or something. I really just enjoy creating different forms of content, and I think I've always just enjoyed sharing a little bit of my life and like how I do all these things. And recently I've had a lot more ideas on like how I want to make a video, or like how I want to start it, how I want to end it. And so I really just use it as like a creative outlet almost. I enjoy like recording things. I think that the ending result is also very rewarding. I have been a little bit more consistent like on all my platforms, and I think a reason for that is because I've just kind of planned out, whether it's like in Notion or in my head, content that I want to make throughout the week. And I've learned this from all my content creator friends. I literally pick their brains all the time, and I'm like, how do you do that? Like, how do you keep track of all this? So I have learned from just like people around me. I'll like write down in my notes like the idea that I have, or like what I want to do on a certain day. And then I just do it. And I can't just say like, oh, I want to film a day in my life and then pick up the camera and then in the morning like set up somewhere. I have to really think about, how do I want this video to open? Like, what do I want the next clip to be? And when I think about like almost like a storyboard in my head, that's when the video comes out really well, or it comes out the way I want it to be. That's how I do it. It also helps that a lot of things that I post are just things that I do in my daily life. Like, I'm not sitting down and recording like informational videos. I'm simply just sharing what my life is and like what I do on a day-to-day basis. So that does make it a little bit easier. How's school going? Are you ready to graduate? I honestly always forget that I'm a student. But honestly, like, I don't have like classes every single day. Like, I have class Monday, Wednesday, and then I do a lot of group projects, so I don't really have to do assignments like every day of the week. This semester has been going pretty well. I like my classes, except for like this one like group leadership class. It's really annoying, but it's been going well, except for the fact that I slipped up a little bit in one of my classes. This is just a sign that I am not perfect. And from what you might see on social media, I make a lot of mistakes. I literally missed a whole midterm in one of my classes. I quite literally like just missed it. I completely like skipped class the day that we had a midterm, and I didn't do it. I got to do it though when I got back from spring break. Like, I did it. Like, I have my grade and everything, so we're fine. It was the week that I got back from the Arnold. I got back from the Arnold on like a Monday evening, and I was so tired from that weekend. Like, I was bloated, I was tired. Oh, it was just a lot. And that Wednesday I had class, and that Wednesday I was just like, I don't want to go to class. Like, I need to sleep in. I also had a lot of work to do because we had a whole ass like launch coming up that was kind of last minute. I had a lot of work to do, and I was like, I can't make class. And that day in class is when we had our midterm, and I missed it. So that was really stressful, but it's fine. I talked to the professor. Like, he already knew I was like working and stuff, so he was super lenient. And it's also, he didn't really care. It was whatever. I am ready to graduate. I kind of am curious to see how I'll feel like not associating myself as a student. I feel like I've barely associated myself as a student, but it's always been like something that, like, that's always been there. Now that I'm not going to be a student, I'm like, this should be interesting. I'm excited to have that extra time that I would dedicate to school. I can now dedicate to like work or training or like a hobby or something. So yeah, I'm ready to graduate, I think. I don't know, it's kind of bittersweet, but yeah. Do you see yourself continuing to grow in the sport of powerlifting post-college, like raw nats, etc.? If you don't know, I am like 2.5 weeks out from collegiate nationals, which is really exciting, really fun. I've been in like a cut for the past 10 weeks. I've been training extremely consistently and just really dedicating a lot of myself to this meet prep. At the beginning of this meet prep, I was definitely like 50-50. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like, I want to just like work out for fun and blah blah blah. And then now that I'm nearing the end, I'm like, I really like it. I think like the rewarding feeling of just like being strong physically. I think I've always also doubted myself a little bit, and I've always thought like, I don't think I'm like strong enough for raw nats. Like, I've just come to realize that like I shouldn't, well, one, I shouldn't doubt myself like that, and two, like I actually am. I was like, oh, I think I am pretty strong. Like, I think I could go to raw nats and like do something like for fun. To answer the question, at the beginning of this prep I would have been like 50-50, but now I'm like 90% of me is like, yes, I want to do raw nats. I want to still continue this even after this powerlifting meet. Social advice when non-powerlifting people want you to get drunk / eating out during prep or when you're cutting. So first thing, if you're around people that are peer pressuring you to do something, then you're around the wrong people. One, I haven't really experienced like that peer pressure since I've been in prep and since I've been cutting, simply because the people I've choose to be around don't put me in those situations, which I'm extremely thankful for. Like, my friends kind of understand what I'm doing, and a lot of them are powerlifters, or if not, they like used to be powerlifters, or they're just like, they care about their health and wellness, so they kind of understand where I'm coming from. Throughout this prep, I've had like some birthday dinners and stuff, and I just go, and like my friends already know that I'm in prep, so they're not expecting me to like eat everything, but I just have like a mocktail in my hand, and like whether it's ginger ale and like Diet Coke or like cranberry juice or like something like that. My friend Kim, it was her birthday, and we did like a little something at her apartment, and I just texted in the chat like, oh, just an FYI, like I won't be able to eat much, like I'm gonna bring a meal prep, is that okay? And usually if you say something like that, like you just get it out of the way like via text before you get there, it kind of just like breaks the ice and it won't be like awkward or something. So I'll just do that. Like, I'll preface my me and my meal prep showing up somewhere, or I'll just kind of like make it known. Okay, I think I'm ready for the gym. Perfect timing. I can get there around noon and get my deadlift session out of the way. I think I am going to record my entire session just like raw, but I'm going to put that on next video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, let me know, and I hope that you learned a little bit more about me. That's all. Thanks for watching. Bye.